Welcome back, everybody, to the We Only Do One Take podcast. It's the only podcast in the world that is a complete shit show. I am Turch, and with me is my co-host, the CEO, the man that likes both country and western. It's Kieran. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing very, very good, Turch. And we're T-minus, what? Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 3 days till Ruckus.
3 days to Ruckus. This is like the first gig I've been to this year, I think.
Really?
I can't even think. Who else have we seen this year?
I don't know. But the point is, Turch, I'm really excited for you to come and see Ruckus. Not just the band Ruckus, but the eclectic nature that is the St. Andrews pub.
Well, I think I'm more excited about the St. Andrews pubs. The Kieran used to live in the country.
Yeah.
In a place called St. Andrews, and it had a pub. Which is basically its
It had
claim
a
to
pub,
fame and a post office.
And a post office. And then Kerry worked at the post office. And if you went down to collect your mail, because there was no letterboxes, you had to go to the post office.
Yeah.
And it had a school and tennis courts.
Well, you know.
And a fire station.
Well, that's where you did your fire...
That's where I was a firefighter.
Or you were an arson apprentice or something.
But Kerry, you'd walk into that post office, and Kerry knew everything that was happening in town.
She read the mail.
Yeah. Kerry, you would walk in there, and it would take you an hour to get out of that shop.
I do like wasting time.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Especially while I'm at work.
Kerry knew that my dad was not supposed to eat pies because of his cholesterol. And that my mum wouldn't let him eat pies. But she knew not to tell my mum. That's the kind of lady Kerry was.
She was an upstanding lady.
Yeah.
She wanted to know everyone's business, but not be part of everybody's business.
But also gossip when required.
Yes. Well, it's important.
Yeah.
To sort of do that. But we are going to see a live music act.
Yeah.
At the St. Andrews pub for a band that you're spruiked to me plenty of times. And now that you're giving me a lift there, I'm coming along.
The lift has now sealed the deal.
Well, you've got to sweeten it sometimes. You know?
I realise not everyone has my appreciation for country and western. I understand for some individuals it's...
You say that, but I've played country and or western music at a show.
Maybe you have. I don't really listen to you when you play.
You just get drunk.
I just get drunk and
Maybe
I'm talking to
your
someone.
Your appreciation for Ruckus is the same for the appreciation. You know what? You came up to... We were just outside before and I was showing you how to play like 2 chords on guitar. A G and a C, which is pretty much a lot of country songs. And then you jokingly said to me, hey, play classical gas. And I sort of remembered how to play at least a little bit of the... chorus melody, and you go to me, actually, you're pretty good at this thing. And I'm like, thanks, buddy. It's only been 20 years of playing. And
I've seen you multiple times.
You've seen me multiple times.
But yeah, I've been pretty much drunk. So it doesn't really count. I remember the last
I just want background music. I could be replaced with a Spotify playlist.
I remember Jess singing at the Heathcote Brewery. And going, oh, wow, she's pretty good. And then continuing to drink a lot of beer.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
And me just orchestrating the band, playing guitar, singing back out.
And there was a yodel contest.
Oh, yeah, we had a bit of that.
Yeah.
That was good fun.
Yeah.
We got a few people up for that. Someone won a beer.
Yeah. It was rigged. I lost.
Well, it was audience participation. Audience participation.
Boo!
Oh, Kieran, I got a bit of a rant for you. I know you got a rant.
Oh, actually, fuck you. I'm going first.
Please start it up.
I've got a rant. I saw Tim Dillon on the weekend. Fucking amazing.
Amazing. Yeah.
Amazing comedian. Really great.
Does he believe the Earth is flat?
Oh, I don't know. I don't care. I was at the Palais.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
So I'm in St Kilda,
yeah.
having dinner beforehand and going, wow, the people in St Kilda are not my people.
No, they're very much... northern suburbs of Australia, of Victoria, northern suburbs of Melbourne, is big on pot and booze. And as you go more east and more south, you really go into full drug territory, like full coke and speed territory. Is that what you mean?
Well, that too, and then just a lot of weirdos and arty-farty people. And
have I ever told you the story about when I took Reb to St Kilda?
No.
So this was a couple of years ago now, and Reb's a pretty young, naive, lovely man. Bit naive.
Yeah.
And we went to...
if he saw two gentlemen going into the bathroom, he would probably just think, oh, they're there to suck each other's cocks off, rather than doing a line of coke.
Well,
you know.
We were, I bought the first round, and then he's like, oh, I'm going to take a piss. And I'll get the second round of beers. Like, how good's this?
Yeah.
You know? So he goes to the bathroom, buys 2 beers, brings back, goes, bathroom... There was a bit of a line. I go, oh, yeah. And he goes, yeah, but not for the urinals, though. But everyone must have been taking a shit. And I went, oh, dude. Dude, they were all doing coke. This is St Kilda. Yeah. And he's like, and I could just see, like, the innocence deplete from his...
Amazing.
Deplete from his face. But that's okay. Everyone has to learn eventually.
So I was at the Palais. Saw Tim Dillon.
I like the Palais.
Palais's good. Now, the seats we were row O.
That's not far back. It's like...
it's not near the front, but it's not near the back, but it's all right. It's all right.
Sort of closer to the front than the middle.
Middle-ish. Middle-ish. The amount of people that... I was like, I don't like this section. Because the amount of people throughout the show that just kept getting up to go get drinks or to go to the bathroom, it really annoyed me.
Where you were sort of like, the Palais sort of has three.
So I wasn't in the middle section. I was on the left section.
Yeah.
And I've been to the Palais a number of times, and I've never been distracted by this.
I think it might be because people. It's a comedy show.
Yeah.
Whereas a gig, you don't want to miss a song. But I don't get that because at a comedy show, you'd want to hear every joke.
Yeah.
And did he have support?
He had so it started at 7.
Yeah.
The pre-Tim Dillon maybe went for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So he was on, what's that, 7... It started a bit late. So let's say he was on at 7:30. We were out of there by 8:30.
Oh, wow.
So it wasn't a long...
No, it's like... Maybe an hour and a half total.
Yeah, but I was just distracted by the amount of people that had to get up and leave their seats. But even before that,
it's not like
people not reading their ticket. The amount of people around me before the show started that went to the wrong row and were like, "You're in my seat."
They have ushers there though at the Palais that sort of tell you.
We were sitting down, and two groups tried to tell us that we were in the wrong seat. Two different groups. I'm like, we are in row O. We are in our seat numbers.
Yes.
You have somehow fucked up.
Yeah.
We haven't fucked up. You fucked up.
Yeah. I do like telling people, like, oh, that's my seat. And then it's like, no, it's definitely not.
And then some idiot turns up in our row because I was like, this is great. We've got an extra seat empty between the next person. This is great. And then about, not halfway, but not 3/4, but halfway between halfway and 3/4, turns up for the show. Mm-hmm. I'm going, what are you doing here?
So wait, into Tim Dillon's set.
Tim Dillon's set,
So he was like, out of a 40, an hour.
Basically turned up at
20 minutes in.
At 8 o'clock.
Halfway through his set. I don't understand why people would spend, I don't know how much it's in, but probably about $70.
Yeah, $70, $80. About it.
Why would you spend that amount of cash and then not go... I've seen Primus at the Palais, and their support act was the Dean Ween group, right? And I've never heard of never heard any Dean Ween songs. And I don't like to listen to... If I'm going to go see a show, I don't like to listen to any of the records prior to going. Like, I love Primus. And I listen to all their records. But before the show, I'm like, I'm not going to listen to it because if I listen to it, I'll get sick of them before I go.
You want it fresh.
I want to look at this, amazing, it's great. So I didn't listen to any of the Dean Ween group, but I still I still get there early. So even though I've got seats, to watch the support acts, because that's how I find new bands. Because if I like Primus...
New and exciting bands, yeah.
If I like Primus, I'm going to like who's supporting them, because Primus would like...
Primus likes them, yeah.
Yeah. And I've done that to many a band. And I'm always there early. I'll sit there with my beer and enjoy myself. And then when Primus did songs, I was very excited and I got up and danced a lot. Because they were awesome. Primus are awesome.
But no one sits in their seats when they're playing. Everyone's standing up and dancing around. This is a comedy show. You sit down.
Yeah, you don't want to get heckled, I guess.
Yeah.
Unless you're into that. Like, you know,
just a lot of people getting up and moving around.
Imagine going to a comedy show because your fetish is getting heckled. You know what I mean? Like, that would just be like, you have to buy comedy tickets.
I almost wanted to move to the very front because there was these 2 empty seats and Tim Dillon had made this thing. It's like, look at these losers who haven't turned up. And I'm like, do I then just sort of like sneak in and sit down?
Because then you could almost go, I'm just going to sit on, like, look, he finally arrived. Like, oh, no.
I was back there, but now I'm up here. Free real estate.
He'd be like, that's what that's what you like. I know that Billy Joel, he doesn't sell the front, like, 2 or 3 rows of any show. Because it's always like, you know, the people that can afford Billy Joel tickets are always like, you know, 60-year-old boomers or whatever. And they're all like, I can spend $600 a ticket to sit at the front of Billy Joel.
Yeah, because gold's gone up $15,000 yesterday. Yeah.
You know, and, I might as well sell a little bit to go see Billy Joel. And he actually gets like people that bought tickets at the back who would come early.
Yeah.
And he gets like people to bring them and sit them at the front because they're still obviously big fans.
Yeah.
But, you know, they might not be able to afford the most expensive ticket.
Oh, that's very nice of Billy Joel.
And I'm like, yeah, that's a really good way to ensure that you keep your fan base forever. Because someone's going to say, I bought like really cheap tickets and he moved me up the front. The only time that didn't work for me was when I saw Eric Clapton. I've probably told this story a million times on the show. But I went to Eric Clapton, we bought tickets. They were, even at the back, like the nosebleed section of Rod Laver, was like $100, $150, which was a lot of money like 8 years ago.
Yeah.
15 years ago for tickets, right? But I went with my dad because he wanted to see Eric Clapton too. And then we got moved.
The nosebleed sections at Rod Laver's not that bad, actually.
But it's still right at the back.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
But it's not the worst out of all the venues of being in a nosebleed section.
But then we got moved from that section there to, they're like, we've got, like, someone came up to us and was like, if you want, we've got these 2 free spare seats. If you two want to move closer. And we're like, yeah. And they sat us just behind the mixing desk at Rod Laver, which is like the best spot in my opinion, because that's where the guy's listening, doing all the, and he could see everything and what's coming. I like it anyway.
So you could nerd out.
You could nerd out.
Yeah.
But those tickets moved us from one spot to another, and those tickets went up $200 a seat. So we, you know, but then like he was shit. So fuck Eric Clapton.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you follow your father's musical tastes.
My dad's pretty good. He likes Queen. He likes Led Zeppelin. You know, he likes Pink Floyd. I'm getting him. I've actually gotten him into more bands than, like, he's a big Zappa fan now because of me.
Dead City Ruins?
He does like Dead City Ruins, actually.
Good man. Is he coming to the Kiss concert?
No, but
where Dead City Ruins are supporting Kiss?
But Jess's parents are. Jess's parents are going to see Kiss, and I'm going to go see Dead City Ruins, which is our mate's band.
Yeah.
The most expensive ticket I've ever paid for his show. I think I've been, out of all of us, to the most shows of his.
I remember going, like, everyone had seen him play a number of times. And I saw Traj play in cover bands before I saw him play in Dead City Ruins. And I remember being at the Northcote Social.
Yeah.
And then we're waiting for, the band sort of starts. And I'm just thinking, just another band, whatever, And then their lead singer just fucking starts singing. And I'm like, holy shit, this is like a fucking amazing band.
You know what's even crazier? They got rid of that singer.
Yeah.
And they've got another singer who's 10 times better.
Yeah.
And
like the fucking notes he can hit.
Yeah. Dead City Ruins, check them out. They're on Spotify. Their new track is called The Preacher, with a new album coming out this year. It's going to be fantastic. Probably going to be my favorite album of the year, but there's a lot of competition this year. Ghost put out a new album. Primus just released a couple of new tracks.
Yep.
Jack White's album is not very good.
Yep.
So I don't recommend that.
I'm excited to see what Ruckus's new songs are.
We'll see what Ruckus,
on the weekend.
What Ruckus is.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of going back to the office.
Oh, shit.
Victoria is slowly yet surely discovering that life can go back to normal. Because we're not there yet. I'll tell you why we're not there yet. because I can work in an office next to people all day. No issues. I can go to restaurants. I can go to cafes. I can walk around the city. I can go into an elevator. All of these tasks I can do without wearing a mask. But as soon as I go onto public transport, that's when the mask becomes mandatory once again. And I fail to see the point of wearing a mask on public transport. We're still like even in Ubers, you still have to wear a mask. I don't know if you knew that.
I appreciate the mask. I can understand the mask rule in Uber. That is that man's car. He meets a shit ton of people.
Yeah.
And they're in their car for God knows how long, breathing on him. I get that.
But you can't even sit at the front seat of an... Well, actually, Uber carpool.
Yeah.
I just got the email today saying...
It's back?
It's back. And I'm like, well, you can't now... You have to not wear a mask anymore. Who gives... If I can sit next to a random person in someone else's car, what's the point of a fucking mask?
I don't know. But congratulations. You're catching public transport. And are you actually... Look, are people wearing masks on public transport?
I got to admit...
or are they a lot of chin diapers?
It's been really 50-50.
Okay.
I find that in the morning, when I catch the train early in the morning, 75% of people are wearing masks. And then when I catch the train home, it's a solid 50-50.
Got it.
But here's the annoying thing about the masks. Backed by science, microplastics... Sorry, I'm not going to talk about masks. I'm just going to talk about microplastics for a second here.
Okay.
Are in our bodies, and how much do they harm us? So this only recently came out, and I'm going to summarize a whole bunch of articles that I've found. With surgeries being back on the menu across the board for all these countries. And especially doing stuff with the heart and the lungs and all that sort of stuff again. They're doing all these tests, and they're finding that more and more and more people have microparticles of plastics in their lungs.
Ooh.
More than ever before.
I wonder how that happened.
And I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I don't know if there's a link.
You're a theorist.
I'm just I see two things and I go, maybe they're connected. I'm going to assume that the plasticated mask that everyone has been wearing for 2 years, that mandatory just to leave your fucking house, to walk the dog, to do anything that relates to living your life, that might have a correlation. It might not be the causation, but there's definitely a correlation between the amount of microplastics, which definitely has been found to shrink your dick size and stop you from having erections and make you produce less testosterone. All of those are fact already. This is pre-pandemic we found that out. All of those and now they're saying, oh, we're also destroying your lungs. Now, I don't know about you, Kieran, but I've also heard that COVID destroys your lungs when you have it. So maybe, I'm just going to say that maybe wearing the masks contributed to people suffering longer by having COVID.
Church, I'm going to play devil's advocate here.
Please do.
I'm going to be against you. It's because of Lego Master or whatever it is on Channel 10.
Please explain.
All these adults are now playing Lego.
Well, that's something.
And Lego and Church, as a kid, did you not chew on those Lego pieces?
No, I loved my Lego. I cherished it. Did you? What fucking idiots chewing on Lego?
I don't know. Like I have got chewed pieces.
Oh, maybe like to take the two bits apart.
Yeah, maybe think. Yeah,
but like like I'm not chewing on it like recreationally.
No,
feel like a chew. I'm gonna bubble gum, hubba bubba.
Yeah, not that.
Bubba, or a nice 2x4 piece. Lego red, please today.
Yeah, but you got to use your teeth to get them apart.
Ugh. Well, look, that correlate. you can't even talk about that sort of stuff with people if you can't. I think masks might have contributed to
the microplastics.
The microplastics in your body and and people's dicks getting smaller. Not mine, obviously, but people's dicks not getting as hard. Obviously, not mine either. But also people not.
Well, you didn't wear masks.
Nah,
there you go.
I tried to avoid it as much as possible. But the fact that you can't really talk about that, but articles and studies are coming out saying, actually, we should probably look into this just maybe a little bit more next time. And I really tried to avoid wearing the plasticated mask. I tried to wear the cloth. I know the cloth masks didn't really work, but I just preferred wearing them because of that microplastics crap.
Yes. I just tried to avoid wearing masks altogether.
Another thing I hate is going back into the office. You're feeling the pain. I'm feeling the pain. You've got to get dressed up. You've got to wear at least something.
I was talking to my my housemate, which I said, you know which group got fucked over and always continues to get fucked over? Blue collar workers.
Yeah.
We go through this pandemic. White collar workers, everyone gets to work from home.
Yeah.
All right. Pandemic ends.
Yeah.
And then it's
continue to work from home.
Blue collared workers back out in the field. Yeah. White collared workers. You can work from home some days, and some days you can go back in.
I guess blue collar
workers.
We
win out of this.
But blue collar workers, I guess, can't really manufacture things at their house.
No, they can't.
I think it's because of. It's more about the work that a Sparky can't really work from home.
No,
so I'm fixing your light. It's not really. Not really. It's not really.
I'm just saying we benefited from this pandemic.
We did.
But yes, figuring out what to wear.
Well, okay, I don't mind figuring out what to wear because I've got a couple of pairs of chinos, a couple of shirts, and they all sort of
mix and match.
It doesn't matter. They all sort of look good enough together that I can get away with that. But then I forgot one thing. I really forgot that I used to do all the time.
Putting on your underwear.
No, it was fucking ironing.
Ironing. Yeah.
Have a look at my door, back of all of those shirts there, and those jeans.
I iron on the day.
I know. I just build up a pile, and I just.
Well, you've got a wife. Get Jess to iron.
They're my clothes. I don't iron her clothes. She doesn't have any clothes that need ironing. Apparently,
take her to your mum's house. She loves ironing. She'll iron for everybody.
I'm going to tell you the story. So my mum ironed my dad's shirts and my shirts when we were kids.
Yeah, my mum did the same thing.
For 20 years.
My mum, we would watch TV. She would have the iron.
Yeah.
And we would be watching TV and she would be ironing.
Well, okay. So fast forward.
Yeah.
My dad goes, to my mum, I need this shirt ironed for tomorrow. And my mum goes, I don't have time. You just do it. So my dad ironed his own shirt and ironed our shirts for school. And mum said to him, you know how to iron? I thought you didn't know how to iron. That's why I always did it. He goes, no, I know how to iron. I just don't like doing it. Or how
long had they been married?
For 20 years.
20 years,
he got away with 18 years or something. He got away with it. And mum goes, you know how to iron? Well, look, let's do it 50-50 from now on. And dad goes, that sounds great. You go, and my mum goes...
she's shafting him. He's got 18 years of ironing to do.
No, that's what she said. She goes, look, I did the first 18 years, and you do the next 18 years. So he's got another one. They just did their 35th wedding anniversary. He's got one more year left of ironing.
Is he still doing the ironing?
He's still doing... But now he's only got his own shirts, because I don't need mine ironed. I should bring it around, actually. I've got one more year. You are still his son. I've got one more year.
Yeah.
One more year of getting my shirts ironed. But yes, so his term is almost up. Isn't that amazing?
They're going to have to hire someone now to do the ironing.
No, my dad's been working from home quite a bit. He doesn't have as many shirts as...
No, I iron on the day.
You iron on the day? See, that's just too much effort for me.
Really?
Well, if I'm going to iron... I'd rather just get 5 shirts done.
Do you remember when we had Jess and Alice replace us?
Yeah.
This is very much turning into Jess and Alice.
Well, let's talk about something different then. Let's talk about something. Why hasn't the science come up with... I know they have them. Those shirts that don't need to be ironed.
Yes, the wrinkle-free.
Why haven't they just tick across the board?
I don't know.
Science is... So you always think about science as a kid, and you go, science is going to make flying cars and like clothes that won't need to be washed or ironed, or things are just going to happen. And then you get to the future of when these things, like, you know, it's like 10 years ago these things.
Where are our hoverboards?
Where are our fucking hoverboards?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the parents. They don't like things. Breaking fucking news.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Chappelle, 1 hour ago this article came out.
Holy shit.
Was attacked on stage in LA. This is breaking news.
Wow.
US stand-up comedian Dave Chappelle was attacked on stage on Tuesday, which is today, for us recording, on a performance at the Hollywood Bowl in LA. Clips shared on social media showed someone running into the star. Further videos appeared to show that the comic apparently unharmed after returning to the stage at the Netflix Is a Joke festival. Chappelle faced criticism, all that sort of thing, but Dave Chappelle was rushed and attacked on stage by a man at the Hollywood Bowl. Chappelle tussled with the man, who ran behind the screen on stage and was surrounded by security. Chris Rock, who performed earlier, came on stage with him and joked, "Who was that? Will Smith."
Ah, that's great.
That's fantastic. But there you go. So, breaking fucking news. Dave Chappelle just got attacked. Speaking of comedy, speaking of being attacked, breaking news, all this thing. This is the brilliance of our show. Sometimes, Kieran, it all joins together into some fantastic stuff.
Well, that man's going to be in fucking prison tonight.
I'm trying to hit a black man, of course.
Yeah. I've got to... Twitter is the place to find... No, don't have anything on Twitter. It's not trending yet.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
It will be.
What the fuck is the Met Gala?
Oh, that was like the big fashion thing.
Oh.
Apparently, what's her name? Kim Kardashian wore Marilyn Monroe's dress, and apparently she looked like garbage in it.
Oh,
So, that's something.
Oh, here we go. Here's some tweets. Nigga came to see Dave Chappelle and almost met Charlie Murphy the same night. I'll show you this. Dave Chappelle and his security beating dude's legs backstage.
Classic. Just classic.
Clip from Dave
classic
Chappelle
Dave Chappelle there. It is that ring where it says respect. Is that the word? Or something like that?
Yeah.
I got a story from Italy.
Oh,
look.
Home turf.
Finally, some good news.
Yeah.
About time. Have you ever heard a good story of that the US Army's ever done anything good?
The US Army doing anything good?
Well, look.
Oh, no. They brought Subway and McDonald's to Afghanistan.
That's true.
Yeah.
And they let the Taliban take over again. Also a good thing.
And Pizza Hut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, well, look. 77 years ago, a US Army, a bunch of American soldiers stole a cake from an Italian woman's windowsill.
Oh, no.
This is real. This is what this article's about. Mary Mion, who turned 90 on Friday, was just 13 in her village of San Pietro near Vicenza, and saw a fight between the US troops and German troops. Her mother made her a birthday cake, but it was taken by the opportunistic and presumably hungry Americans. Good, very funny. Miss Mion said she would share the... So what the American... 77 years later, the American US Army came around and got her a replacement cake.
Wow.
We will eat the dessert...
Just imagine your life. You've moved on. The cake is not in top of mind. What kind of, general has to approve that as well?
It's so great. It's so good. We will eat the dessert with all my family, remembering this wonderful day that I will never forget. The US Army presented the cake at a ceremony on Thursday alongside members of the military, local officials, and residents. Sergeant Peter Wallace, who handed over the dessert, said it was a little awkward to replace the stolen good, but it made me feel great. At the ceremony, Colonel Matthew Gomlak, commander of the US Army garrison in Italy, spoke of the fight in 1945, all that sort of thing. It was a warm day, a warm welcome by the people of Vicenza, and continues to this day. The next morning, her mother made her another cake, and they also all sung Happy Birthday in Italian. Tanti auguri, very exciting. How great's that?
How do you sing Happy Birthday in Italian, Church?
Tanti auguri
Yeah.
is Happy Birthday.
Yeah.
There's Tanti auguri.
Yeah.
Tanti auguri a te,
Uh-huh.
to you. Tanti auguri, person's name. Tanti auguri a te. That's it.
Okay. Can I teach you some Italian?
Of course.
You repeat after me.
Uh-huh.
Amma.
Amma.
Amma stu.
Amma stu.
Amma stupid.
I know that one. Ma che cazzo. What do you got?
Gabagoo. Gabagoo.
What do you got for us?
Oh, I've got a couple of stories here. Drone carrying bags of handguns from United States to Canada intercepted by tree.
Oh man, just jumped out at him.
Police say they found 11 illegal guns inside a white shopping bag on the Canadian side of the border. Police officers were contacted on Friday because a large drone stuck in a tree near a small village on the Canadian side of the river, about 40 kilometres. When they arrived to investigate, I love how they're being called out to investigate a drone stuck in a tree. Must be a very slow police station.
Hello, fire brigade. My cat's stuck in a tree. An old cliche that I don't think they do that.
That's real.
That's real?
That is real.
I'm like, nah, they can't.
When I first joined the CFA,
yeah,
as a volunteer firefighter, it didn't happen to me, but it happened to one of my friends in one of the other brigades. Her first call out, because we were sort of competing about like, oh, what's up when like we're fully qualified,
amazing.
We've got our pages with us all the time.
Yeah.
Like, when is it going to go off? When are we going to go out to our first call? And she won, and her first call out was a cat stuck in a tree.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to say what my first call out was. I'd be like, oh yeah, it was actually a false alarm.
I think mine might have been a false alarm. But I remember being called out because a horse was stuck in a dam. Country problems.
Yeah, well, you know. St. Andrew's Pub this Saturday. Ruckus.
The fire department's going out to help a horse stuck in a dam. Yeah. That's what we're used for.
Simpler times. Simpler times, you know.
If anyone has information about the drone or the handguns,
yeah,
they should contact police. Speaking of Canada, Church.
Yes.
Crimes committed on the moon could be punishable by Canadian law.
How?
Well, Canada has claimed rights to the moon, Church.
Well, no, they can't remember. Remember I brought in that thing of that guy was selling parts of the moon because no country could lay claim to the moon, but an individual could. So he was selling bits of the moon.
That's fucking great.
So now Canada is literally committing a war crime.
Yeah. Canada is amending its criminal code to specifically account for misdemeanors on the lunar surface. NASA looks like it's finally going to bring humanity back to the moon in 2025.
What?
Yeah.
Is it Trump's Space Force?
They're revamping a lunar exploration, and they're readying themselves for that future. Canadian officials say they're prepared to prevent any and all lunar shenanigans.
You know what I like about this idea?
Yeah.
Let's just say someone gets shanked on the moon.
Uh-huh.
And then they're going to send the police CSI up there. Boys, go dust for prints.
They want to amend so they can prosecute crimes committed by Canadian astronauts during 3 of Earth's scenarios, while traveling to the moon, from the moon, and when they're on the glowing orb itself.
Amazing. Imagine like you're a lawyer.
Yeah.
And the government contracts you to help them write new laws. And it's like, okay, what's the idea? It's like, we're going to write this. Yeah, okay. Just in case any of our astronauts commit crimes on the moon, we want to have laws in place to prosecute them. And the lawyer must be sitting there thinking either, what the fuck's going on, or ka-ching. or possibly both.
Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching.
It's pretty amazing.
Okay, all right.
That's Trudeau for you. That's Trudeau for you. Loves the gays and doesn't like them being misgendered on the moon. That's a crime in Canada, being misgendering someone.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure it is. Oh. So if you go on there and go up with 3 guys, 3 girls go up on the moon, and 2 of them are out there. It's 1 guy and 2 girls are doing playing golf on the moon or whatever they do up there. And then goes, "Hey guys," and they're like, "Well, we're women, so you actually misgendered us." Now this astronaut's going to get prosecuted. Amazing.
It is amazing.
That's real science.
I wonder who the first person who's going to have sex on the moon.
Wasn't there something about a lesbian couple that were on the International Space Station had like a breakup on there? And they did, they broke
broke up on the International Space Station. I'm pretty sure
there's something about that.
There is no room in the International Space Station.
Yeah, and apparently they wouldn't talk to each other.
You can't get away from each other.
I'm pretty sure this is real. I'm pretty sure I've heard this before.
Who cares whether it's fake or real? This is brilliant.
Well, do you want to hear a story? This is my favorite story of the week. I really like how grooming can come in all sorts of forms, right?
Wait, we're talking about personal grooming or like grooming?
In everything, right?
Okay.
But grooming comes in all sorts of forms. We really obviously look down upon people who are grooming children for sex. Yeah. But it's a different thing when you want to groom them to not doing certain things. Like the word grooming is not just strictly used for
sexual encounters. Grooming a child to get the parent beer.
Yeah. Or doing religious things. You know what I mean? Really become really religious or anything like that. And it's always funny when nature just takes over nurture, because I think nature is 70% of it. Yeah. Whereas nurture is 30, and as you get older, I think that's where it swaps. But as a kid, it's basically instinct, right? So how's this? So this article made me really laugh and make me feel like everything that I think is correct. Okay. I wanted my son... So this is written by the person. This is by the dad. I wanted my son to reject masculine stereotypes. Then he fell in love with tractors. All my life, I've prided myself on blurring gender lines. But when my young son started to gravitate towards the very thing I shunned, I wasn't sure what to do. How great's this? Already you're like, oh boy. Oh, you can see how unhappy this man is.
You take kids to a farm.
Yeah.
And they see tractors
or love
diggers.
It.
They love it. I remember being in India. Yeah. And I was like, what are all these school kids doing? And they're all watching the digger.
Yeah. They don't care.
Yeah.
My brother used to like watching my nonno's next door neighbor mow the lawn.
Yeah.
It's
doing shit.
I'm going to put it out there though. I don't know what happened to my Facebook feed, but I saw a video of a guy mowing a lawn.
Did you get it hard on?
And I was like, this is pretty great. And now my Facebook and my Instagram is full of guys mowing lawns. And I'm like, I'm having a pretty fucking great time.
Are you part of lawn porn?
I'm going to get onto it.
You got to get onto lawn porn. And in fact, Church, I think I've talked about you've got synthetic grass out there. I'm sure someone can donate some grass for you to mow.
I would, you know what? I'm half considering buying a lawnmower and offering to mow people's lawns. I'm like, that sounds like a pretty fucking...
Because I don't mow the lawn at my place. We've got Bill.
Yeah, but I bet you he fucking loves it.
The gardener. But oh my God, when I appreciate the lawn.
Yeah,
the lawn
it's great. Always, yeah, I've been over to your place. It's good.
That lawn is good.
After turning 2 years old, my son, Avishai, started demanding that he only wear... So the kid's only 2. Yeah. Wearing tractor t-shirts, and my mind spiraled into darkness. This is the dad writing it, not the mum, the dad. I catastrophized worst case scenarios, imagining a world where he fell for everything stereotypically male. I envisioned him on a football field, barreling through mega muscular opponents. What the hell, this guy? This guy. Imagine him waxing a sports car on a hot summer's day. That's very weird. To think of your son waxing a sports car.
I don't even wax my car.
No.
Who waxes their car?
I have always judged the other guys who seemed boxed in by masculinity, but 3.5 years ago, when I became a stay-at-home dad, my bias skyrocketed. So this guy here, who doesn't work, takes care of his kid, who's obviously breaking stereotypes, doesn't want his kids to be bound by stereotype. This little boy.
He's going to be bound by stereotypes. It's just fucking what happens.
But the kids has got fucking tractors. And the dad's like, no! Go back to sewing or something. My son was born in Albany, New York, on the bedroom floor of an apartment I share with my wife. Minutes after his arrival,
hang on. Why is he saying I share with my wife?
I know.
It's very weird.
With my wife, yeah.
With my wife.
Well,
my wife and I have an apartment.
Apartment, yeah.
Yeah.
Minutes after his arrival, we took turns cuddling him against our bare chest. While the midwife and her assistant cleaned up, my wife always wanted to joke, even after giving birth, bragged that she had a connection to our new baby that I could never attain because men couldn't bond with babies like women could. No, that's 100% true.
Yeah.
Babies.
The baby needs the female.
That's why that's why when they have postnatal depression, we're like, holy fuck, that's a real big problem.
Yeah.
Because the baby needs the mum for those 6 months. That's why we allow women to take time off.
Yeah. We are not important for 6 months.
6 months, that's right. Her comment stabbed into me, but I feared she was right. To me, femininity was connected to empathy and kindness, while masculinity equated to being frigid. See, I don't agree.
What's wrong with masculinity?
This guy
doesn't
like his dad because my dad and I fucking love each other. And it's not gay. It's just dads and sons having a relationship.
I get a text message from my dad today.
Yeah.
Right. I'm on the way home from work and it says, please call me.
Yep.
So I call him.
Yeah.
And it rings quite a number of times. And then he answers it and he goes, oh, thank you. I had sent you that message from my iPad because I couldn't find my phone. And then he answered his phone. And then we ended up talking for the next 15 minutes about tomahawk steaks and the new barbecue rub that he has and how we're going to smoke it and then reverse sear it. Like, that was the conversation for 15 minutes.
I'd call my dad yesterday and I'm like, we're both in the office. You're at the office? Yeah. Have you seen this job? You should apply for it. Oh, thanks. What are you guys doing for dinner tonight? I don't know, Dad. That's nothing about that is masculine. That's just, we still love each other.
Yeah.
We're still like good mates. We're still empathetic. But we're being men about it. It's some fine lines, you know.
Did you have a tractor obsession, Turch?
No, I was Power Ranger.
You can tell your therapist.
I was a Power Ranger guy, and I liked beating up fake Japanese monsters.
You've turned 30, haven't you?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. Can you have like a 31st Power Ranger party?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, cool.
I love him. My brother was into Thomas the Tank Engine. He was the trains guy.
The trains.
I was the ADHD guy. Who was like, I needed like lots of it, like Power Rangers, fighting colors, Japanese monsters. I needed it all.
Yeah.
My brother was like very methodical. Trains,
you know? And the trains running on time. And then I just chewed Lego.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Men didn't hug. Men didn't say I love you. Men were angry, aggressive, inept as parents. No, none of this is true. Your dad, maybe. His dad obviously was these things.
Mm-hmm.
My dad wasn't. Your dad wasn't.
No.
My dad was like, hey, let's go do cool shit. Yeah, my dad took me to soccer. My dad made me play instruments. My dad took me out. Let's go do stuff.
Let's do shit. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like, oh, let me love you, hugging like a mum. It was like, just by doing stuff, you could see.
My dad was my basketball coach for basically every fucking season.
Yeah.
And I remember bawling my eyes out because he disciplined me in front of everyone.
That's right. That's good parenting. This guy did not have a good relationship with his dad, you can tell. I became determined I wasn't going to create a bond stronger. I was going to create a bond stronger than any parent had ever achieved. But I told myself I needed to distance myself from anything deemed masculine. Already this guy is fucking lost. How's this? I immediately cut my hours at my social work gig, taking on a full...
social work?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, no, he was... Sorry.
Social worker.
Sorry, he was a social worker. I thought you meant... he was social at work. I was like, what kind of job is that?
It was a social work gig where he was like actually doing stand-up at social events. Taking on the role of full-time caregiver, it made sense because my wife made more money and I was accustomed to being around kids. And it was what I did for a living. Every day I fed my son, cuddled him and soothed him. We co-slept and he snoozed with his head resting on my chest, listening to the rhythm of my heartbeat. I began to attend Mummy and Me playgroups and bristled when the other caregivers made jokes about me providing daddy daycare. I held resentment so much of society active dads could not care for their kids, but I too looked at dads that way. So this guy is like, oh, I'm really angry that they're treating me like dads can't take care of their kids. And he would see another dad and go, oh, that guy's not taking care of his kid. I'm like, this guy has more issues.
There's a reason why, and this is true, when kids are with dads, kids take more risks and more opportunity to play and do things. Yeah. Generally. With mums, it's more controlled. and safer.
Yeah. I shuddered about jokes. I shuddered about jokes about men being capable to figure out how to work a diaper, yet I felt most couldn't. I became even more avid stereotyper. I grimaced at anyone driving a Ford car, the John Wayne of automobiles. I hated men who wore plaids, felt ill if someone mentioned a wrench or a tool. And when my mother-in-law bought Avicii, my son, a coverall with footballs on it, I shoved it into the depths of the closet, never to be found.
This guy's got some serious fucking issues.
They imagine like, oh, I bought your son.
Yeah.
Some bed sheets with like footballs on it. He'll love it. No. He's not allowed to put it
My niece and nephew won't sleep at my fucking grandparents' place in the bed if everyone's got fucking like boy shit on it.
Yeah.
She won't sleep in the bed and Liam has just got girl shit on it. It's like, I'm not sleeping in this. This is disgraceful, grandmama.
Oh, amazing, right? It wasn't as if I'd grown up with a negative example as fatherhood. I think you did. I think you did, buddy. Yeah. My dad was an interior decorator working 60 hours a week at the family business. Outwardly, my father filled the role of the man in the house, but inside, my mum made the most of the family decisions. No, it sounds like your dad was the dad of the house. He went to work and provided for everyone, and your mum cleaned up and maybe bought groceries. That's what it sounds like to me. Yeah. She didn't make the family decisions. He did. He was like, I need to work to
provide
for this family. Yeah. He's like, you stay home, take care of the 8 kids we're having.
Yeah.
You know. My father was never afraid to blur boundaries. I was hugged frequently and I told I love you. He too despised sports, but loved watching Hallmark movies with my mum. No man likes to watch Hallmark movies.
He was doing that to get laid.
That's how you have another child. Yeah. Or you're like, you know what? I can't be bothered fucking fighting. And I'm too tired from my 60 hours a week I'm working from the company I run.
And I can probably doze off.
I could probably just relax and not be bothered. And she'll be happy that I sat with her. After his employer started selling home manicure sets as a side hustle, my father spent the night sitting in my counter beautifying his nails. I'm going to admit, I do that too. Because I like to keep my nails looking good. Mm-hmm. Something, and also, as a guitar player, you sort of need to keep your nails.
Got to keep your nails good.
Nails are nice. I don't know how much more you want to go for this. There's a whole bunch more, but this is a fascinating guy. In many ways, I was an extension of my father, pushing.
Where the fuck did you find this?
On the internet.
Why is he writing?
Further pushing.
What? Hang on. Where? What blog? Is this a blog? Is this new? Where did you get
I can't even remember where I got this from.
Oh my God.
I heard it some other podcast talk about it. I had to bring it in.
Right.
Once my son could walk, I paraded him through the park while he rolled his baby doll down the sidewalk in its stroller. I felt accomplished because he mirrored being a caretaker. He didn't know what was happening. It's like he's only 2 now. He didn't know that he was rolling a baby. He just was holding onto something and walking.
Yeah. Or the thrill of I'm pushing something.
How good's this?
Yeah.
I'm doing, it's like a lawnmower.
Yeah.
But then, how's this?
The kid's probably thinking, I'm mowing the concrete.
Here we go. And then... But then came the tractors. It's like he saw gore porn or something, and got right into it, It started on YouTube. On days I felt especially drained, being a stay-at-home dad. I'd sit with my son in front of the television and click on Little Baby Bum. He fell in love with the Tractor songs, and I was so worn I didn't care. When he asked to watch clips of construction equipment, I mindlessly pressed play, but when he demanded the shirts, I felt like I failed him. I prided myself on blurring gender lines. I wanted him to do so also. I had to make a choice: buy him clothes with pictures of heavy machinery on them and make the kid happy.
Oh no!
Or force him to wear shirts emblazoned with furry animals to please me. This guy.
Many years of therapy.
This guy just needs to be like, just needs a dad to tell him, fucking don't do that. I'll be this man's dad. Hey, Dad, my son wants to wear tractor shirts. I'll let him wear them.
Why are you calling me?
What does your son like wearing? Tractor shirts? I'll just let him wear them. You know, he'll be fine. He's allowed to like tractors and construction equipment. This guy, everything he writes, it just gets worse. As the supposed heir to my family business, I stocked shelves and mixed paint throughout my teenage years. But my father acted as if the job ran in our family veins. So he never gave decent direction of how to do any aspects of the gig. Nothing came naturally to me, and my father stared over my shoulder as I worked, frustrated because I measured window treatment dimensions differently than he would. My body spiraled into panic any time I attempted manual labor. I get it. That's like, hey, Dad, like, maybe I'm not, like, a builder. That's fine.
Yeah.
But
I don't like building shit. Yeah.
That's fine. I love it. I never used to like it, but now that I own my own house and I can fix shit, it's fucking great. Because I deal with, like...
There's something so thrilling about...
It's the... You know what? I'm sure you're the same.
I love getting a chainsaw.
Yeah.
And just, like, chainsawing shit.
The day before my wedding, I painted Jess's work.
Yeah.
And then I repaired the fence with my dad.
Yeah, excellent.
And I'm like, just the whole time, I was like, you're going to get injured and then get married the next time. Like, I'll be fine. Yeah. This is great. This is good. Like, I thought next day I'd be a bit stiff.
I'll be fine.
That's all right. I'll walk down the aisle. I left for college. I swore I'd never hang a picture again. My father accepted I wasn't into taking over the store, but he tried to push me towards degrees that felt irrational. He made it clear that my passion for art was just a hobby, not a career. So I enrolled in the computer science program, which was a business program. It took me years of faltering before my father gave up on directing me. And something clicked in him, and he began supporting me in following my passions. After then, I discovered exactly what I was supposed to be. I was supposed to be a stay-at-home dad as a father. Although I like to believe my special little guy... because I'm a special guy, because I'm a stay-at-home dad who breaks through gender boxes, I'm not an anomaly. In his time, my father refined what it meant to be a man, and today's generation is pushing it further. My father increasingly taking over previously gendered roles, including cleaning, grocery shopping, and cooking. At least our parents, our dads. I'm assuming this guy has to be roughly our age, right? My dad cleaned and cooked and drove us around.
Yeah.
This
is what happens.
Normal.
Especially you need to clean and do shit.
Yeah, that's right. I've had difficulty understanding my son's interest in tractors, and at first I tried to nudge him towards videos towards different videos and clothing.
This is the thing, right? If you asked your parents, Turch,
yeah,
your dad would have had dreams and aspirations of his own, and your mum would have had dreams and aspirations of your own.
Yeah.
And secretly, they would have hoped that at some point you would have followed their dreams and aspirations.
Well, my mum still wants my brother to be a teacher.
Right. But at some point, they also realize, oh, fuck, I haven't created a 100% identical mini version of me. My child has their own dreams and aspirations.
My dad migrated here, and he's like, I want to give... My son can do whatever he wants, but I'm going to give him all the opportunities. My dad wanted to learn how to play guitar. That's why I play guitar. My dad always wanted to play sport as a kid, and that's why I played soccer and golf and, gymnastics. That's why I did all those as a kid. And my dad still wants to learn how to play guitar and do all that sort of stuff. But he's like, I'm past, like, that time's past, But I can do it. So he's like, I'm glad that you could do it. But I'm also glad, When everyone said, I'm going to do accounting, people were like, that's fucking weird, man. It's like, yeah, but, I can do shit with it.
What repressed memories and shit do you have to do accounting?
Wanting to be in the mafia but be useful.
Right, yeah.
Like in what's it called?
Goodfellas?
No, not Goodfellas. Godfather. And he's like, I don't need muscle men, I need lawyers. Like, I'm not smart enough to be a lawyer. But I think I could do the numbers.
You can do the numbers.
Yeah, that's right. This guy, I got last little paragraph here. I started taking joy in his joy. He radiates when wearing shirts that emblazoned with diggers and dozers and excavators. At 3.5 years old, he could name a dozen different types of tractors. And he makes up quasi-gibberish stories about tractors, sings songs about them. Together, we clean the living room. He uses tractors to put his toys away. Sometimes my dad comes over and we drive tiny plastic machinery from room to room. My son beams, my dad beams, and I beam too. So this guy has just gone...
He's 3.5. He loves tractors. At 4.5, he'll love something else.
Yeah.
And at 5, he'll love something else.
I've watched like just my Jess's nephew the whole way through. And at the beginning, just whatever's there. And eventually he's like, I really love dinosaurs. I really love animals.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's fine. And now he's really into cars.
Mm-hmm.
And
then a year's time,
he'll be into something else.
Yeah.
He'll put all the car. He'll be into Lego or something like that.
Yeah, and then Beyblades.
Yeah.
And then Pokemon.
And then whatever's like popular in the school ground.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah.
Marbles.
Marbles? Nah, no it's the marbles anymore, are they?
I don't know. There was a marble craze when I was in primary school.
I don't remember a marble craze.
Really? I didn't know how to play marbles. And I didn't know how to do Pokemon, and I didn't do very well. Like, I basically lost everything.
Yeah, well.
It's like the school ground was the casino, and I was like, red. And it's like, and you've lost.
Yeah, well, Did you have fun, though?
I had no idea what I was doing.
Did you have fun?
No.
No, well, I don't know then.
No. And then I went back to playing Tiggy.
Good call.
Yeah.
You got some more news?
I do.
Oh, I think I got one more story.
2 more articles for you, Turch.
Oh. What you got for me? So that was a longer article than usual, but the whole way through, the more I read it, the more I had to bring it in for your psychoanalysis. And that guy, like, imagine being so uncomfortable with your own identity, like, not even your own identity, just anything being related to hating your dad that much.
He's a person that's also got to stop listening to the fucking media.
Oh, yeah.
And this whole masculine narrative.
Yeah, masculine. Yeah. Like, we've just got Amber Heard, who's shitting in Johnny Depp's bed. And what's the one? Will Smith's, or Jada Pinkett Smith, like, beating the shit out of Will Smith and abusing him and cheating on him. Like, women can be bad too.
Porn MP. Did you hear about this last week? A British MP was found looking up porn in Parliament.
Great, I don't care.
Porn MP Neil Parish may have been looking for a class dominator tractor, allies suggest.
Speaking of tractors. Is this kid all grown up?
Sorry, is that not just, like, he was literally found with porn on his laptop in Parliament? No. Spokesperson, he was looking up tractors in Parliament.
Oh. Is there photographic evidence that it was porn?
The MP claimed he was searching for tractors when he ended up viewing pornography, but has not explained how he made the leap.
I think, excuse me, do you know what Rule 34 is of the internet?
Oh, you can find everything.
Yeah. If something exists as a porn of it.
Porn of it, yeah.
Yeah, all you would have to go is girl riding tractor and turn the safe search off, and I guarantee there would be some porn.
Constituent riding tractor.
Yeah.
Constituent riding 2 tractors. The MP has been forced to quit after watching pornography in the House of Commons. He may have been searching for a class, CLAAS, dominator tractor. So there you go. He types in dominator, tractor, gets porn.
Oh, dominator tractor. Let's have a look.
He said, the situation was that funnily enough, it was tractors I was looking at, And so I did get into another website that has a very similar name, and I watched it for a bit, which I shouldn't have done.
Well, see, if I type in this...
Mr. Parrish added that his biggest crime was that he went in a second time to view the website.
I'm going to put out there, I tried to look up Dominator Tractor, but now it's just articles about this guy. So now he's covered himself up. Yeah. That's some great Google bombing. That's some great SEO.
That is actually, isn't it?
That's pretty clever.
Yeah.
It's like, no, dominating tractors. Dominator tractors. That's what I was searching.
Do you remember the thing where you used to post a giraffe on your Facebook page?
I don't remember that.
Oh.
No, I never did any of those.
There was like giraffes having I can't even remember what it was.
I don't remember. I didn't do any of those. Like post something to show, that you like this or the same as those ribbons. I never got into any of that sort of stuff. Oh, Kieran, see, I know that you're eventually going to be running for council.
Thank you.
And I feel like this would be an issue that you...
Going to fix the bins.
Yep.
Going to fix the traffic lights. And the lifeguards are going to get new flags.
Such good... Thank you. I'll take 10% of your earnings for that idea there. I'll bring up some more ideas. But here's one for you. What would you do in this situation? There's a fight to save the 3am Kebab after council says they're not in the public interest. How's this?
A 3am Kebab is not in the public interest?
Fancy restaurants may come and go, but in the Sydney Food Hall of Fame, few establishments are more iconic than Paddington's Indian Home Diner. Mm-hmm. For at least a decade, Robert Chowdhury has dispensed the ultimate late-night feed for revelers. A thick, carby naan kebab stuffed with potato, cheese, and an Indian curry of your choice.
This man should be allowed to operate. This man is sobering up so many individuals.
He's done so well. Bringing up minority groups in our country. Health food it ain't, but it's a magical at soaking up the booze. Handily located in Oxford Street near the Unicorn Hotel. The diner is perfectly placed pit stop on the way home to all eastern suburbs after a big night. But now that's all been put to an end. A month ago, the council has rejected Chowdhury's bid, officially extending his trading hours to 3am on Friday and Saturday nights. It appears the diner has been operating until 3am in breach of its DA conditions without an issue for years. But the DA refusal notice mentioned the kebab joint could have an adverse impact upon the acoustic and visual privacy of neighbouring lands, and declared the provision of late-night sustenance was not in the public interest and is unknown if the council received complaints about the noise. The council warned Chowdhury that if he was to continue to stay open too late, he would be fined. Amazing.
If he was in my suburb where I'm going to run, his bins would be fixed.
On a Wednesday
and I'm not going to fix the bins unless he can open up longer than 3am.
Well, there's the big thing. Bondi Line's a popular Instagram page that provides punters with real-time updates on the vibe and cues at pubs and clubs. These episodes regularly features this guy's place, Indian Home Diner, as a venue, as a good feed. On Wednesday night, the page posted about the diner's plight and launched a petition, an online crowdfunding campaign to help compensate IHD for its lost revenue. And this is the description. How is this? It's handcrafted Indian cuisine made with love you can taste, makes the premier late night food hub in the world. Although most famous for its number 5 garlic cheese naan kebab with aloo chop. It's more than just a restaurant, it's a community. The business was hit hard enough by COVID, he says. But even though I haven't been to the Unicorn in a while, even I know that Indian Home Diner is a treasure, said the Liberal MP over there. So there you go. So the government really does not care about small business.
It's a shame. This is why I'm going to run for council, Church.
Yeah.
Because once we fix the bins and the traffic lights and the lifeguards have new flags, We can get on with our jobs.
We can get on with the kebab shop on every corner.
Yeah.
I'll never... the fact that there is regulations about serving food... If you've got a business, you should...
And I will accept his bribe every week on Fridays.
I wouldn't even need his bribe. I just let people do what they want.
No.
If you know what? Are you smart enough to build a nuclear power plant?
No.
Well, but if someone was smart enough, would you let them do it?
Oh, probably.
Well, if they, because of course I would. Because they're smart enough to do it. I don't give a shit.
The point is, Church, I'm going to make Laverton great.
You're going to make Laverton great again.
No, it's just great.
Okay, it was never great.
There's no again, it's just great.
I'm going to make Reservoir acceptable. Get it to some level of standard. You got any more?
Last one.
All right.
Man whose penis just dropped off onto the floor grew a new one on his arm.
Thank you, Mr. Garrison. Boys, have you seen my penis?
Malcolm McDonald, 47, revealed that after suffering a blood infection, his genitalia just dropped off onto the floor. In order for it to be replaced, he had to undergo a transplant for his former penis. For McDonald, this meant having to grow it on his arm for the past 6 years.
That's fair enough. That's how long puberty takes.
The $50,000 NHS-funded creation.
Well, you know what? Okay, continue.
Was due to be placed on his groin, but a lack of oxygen meant it was instead grafted on his arm. How is that?
That's amazing. That's really good news for all trans people that want to revert back.
That is, yeah.
Because that means like you can regrow your dick on your arm. It might not be exactly the same, but at least you can regrow your dick on your arm.
It's science.
It's pretty amazing.
I know. Only cost the taxpayers $50,000.
50 grand.
Oh, 50,000 pounds.
Oh, okay, that's 100K.
100K, yeah.
That doesn't seem like a lot of money. Like we can't like a heart surgery, like heart transplant, I think would probably cost that much.
I've got no idea.
You know, I don't know why, but it feels like that's how much a heart transplant.
Surgery, yeah.
You know, like pay the surgeons or the insurances, time with the like,
hospital stay,
hospital staff, all that
stuff.
sort of stuff, recovery, all that sort of thing. About 100K, but to like you lose your penis and they regrow you a brand spanking new one
on your arm.
On your arm, yeah, but you get it back.
It's not bad.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Now, my question is, does that mean he's now a virgin again?
Ooh, good question.
Because
can you ask how long you want it? Can you design your own penis?
How long can it grow?
Yeah.
Or does it drop off when it's done like a piece of fruit? Oh, quick, get it in a glass of ice. Let's get it to the, like, you know when you chop it with your finger and you can sort of like reattach it if it gets... Is it like that, where you have to get it to the hospital really quick?
No, this is a good question. Good question.
I'm not a science man. I'm just asking questions.
You're just a man who wants to know how much plastic is in his penis.
That's what I really want.
Microplastic. Yeah.
Microplastic in my macro penis.
Yeah.
And with that, Kieran, I think we're going to wrap it up. Ladies and gentlemen, for all your wanking needs, make sure you follow us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We've got a Discord now.
Do we?
We've got a Discord.
I don't even know what Discord is.
Yeah,
I'm that old.
Well, we should get on it because we should do that. I'm trying to promote it. I don't know how. I don't know what we're going to use it for. That's how I talked to Teresa when I was on her show, Bad Poet Society. Yeah. And I think it's a good thing. We should probably have one. I don't know what to do with it. But find us on Discord as well. But if you'd like to send us some hate mail, actually, on Discord, I did set up a thing where people can submit their own rants. I'll check that every so often. But if you'd like to send us some hate mail, death threat, and a rant, obviously Discord's a place, but obviously you can email us at weonlydoontakepodcast@gmail.com and give us some reviews. Give us some reviews on iTunes, on Spotify, Facebook, wherever you want to review us. Give us the 5-star.
And then shit all over us.
Just give us the worst review ever. Because that'll be fun.
That'll be hilarious.
Not the other way around. Don't do 1 star and then really...
And then promote us.
That's terrible. Give us a 5-star. Just like Dennis Rodman says. Kieran, always good to have you in the studio, buddy.
Good to be here.
Can't wait for Ruckus, and we'll see you next Thursday. Oh, here's one for you. Quick one. I had to do a presentation at work.
Ooh, okay.
And it's like, oh, you know what you got to do?
I know exactly how this presentation went. You got up.
Yeah. That was a Zoom one.
Okay, you're in Zoom. The quarter four budget says blah, blah, blah.